We're back. Hello, children. I am mecha-chrono. Turn off the light. No, because like, you want to see the face. It's a little bit washed out. Thanks, Clem. We'll see you later. Peter. So, early stream. It's likely I'm going to have more daylight time, generally a little bit, than nighttime time. So I figure while that's going to be a thing, why not bring back the idea of the daylight streams that we used to have? They used to be just like nothing streams where I'd play something and we wouldn't really focus too much on it. I remember we were doing like Assassin's Creed Odyssey at one point with that. No. That hasn't done anything. There's auto. Too much. Less. Man, the difference 1 point, mate. But yeah, we'll probably leave it at that. Yeah, so I think, like, make use of the time instead of, like, not doing any streaming. Because like, I'm not going to be able to stream tonight, so no Jade Empire, so probably no Jade Empire this week. So I was like, you know, what about, like, just doing some shooters? Wolfenstein The New Order I need to go back and finish anyway. And we'll do that at some point, but, yeah, it's probably better. Shooters were an idea I had anyway, as a follow-up to Superhero Sunday. Like, when Superhero Sunday decided to wrap that up, there was an idea of, like, I've got a bunch of ideas, and I've floated some of them previously, like the Remedy Power Hour, and some such. But one of the ideas is Shooter Sunday, where we play some shooters. Because I do like first-person shooters. Especially older ones, like the ones I grew up with, that were more fun than Call of Duty. And so I was like, why not just do that? Daylight shooting time. So we're calling this segment Daylight Shooting Time. It's not a great title. We're beginning this in March. At the end of March is Daylight Savings Time. Kind of work on that, but we're doing it during the day anyway. So let's start with Doom. We're playing the Doom plus Doom 2 collection, which I got as a free upgrade. Thanks, Night Dive. It was great. Because I owned, like, all of classic Doom on Steam. Like, I own... It cost so little to actually get when I got it so long ago now, I don't even remember. You get Ultimate Doom, Doom 2, Final Doom, and I think... Yeah, Master Levels for Doom 2, not no Rest for the Living, it was the Master Levels. And then... Hello, Flame. And then... I don't think I bought the Doom collection. The Unity ports that came out in 2019, I don't think I bought those on Steam. I definitely bought them on Switch. I didn't buy them on Steam. But anyway, when this came out, I was given this for owning Doom. And it's a good collection. Like, just off the bat, you get Doom, and there's Ultimate Doom, Doom 2, Master Levels for Doom 2, TNT Evolution, Plutonium Experiment, and then, like, you'll notice a big jump in time here, 2010. No Rest for the Living, Sigil and Sigil 2, the two episodes that John Romero made on his own to celebrate Doom's anniversary. This was 25, this was 30. And Legacy of Rust, which was an entirely new episode made for this collection. We're going to play Doom. Flame, since you are here, I would like to ask for your opinion, because you are a big Doom fan. Do we do the original soundtrack, or the new soundtrack? Remix it is. Display scale is maximum. On the field of view higher than that. That is fine. Vulcan, we're on borderless. Yes. Check my buttons. Defiance remaster, yes. Vibration intensity maximum. The game just crashed. That bodes well. Brimmed with content, you say? Alright, do I want use on A? What's on X? Shotgun, chain gun, plasma. Nothing is on X. I might want this on X. And then A doesn't do anything. No, I have it on both, that's fine. It didn't save my settings. So, you posted the picture of the Dark Prophecy demo in the Discord. And you said that is only available if you purchase the Deluxe Edition? Open maps, levels of expectations, I mean, I don't want to do Defiance again. Ah, yeah. Bitch. I feel like there's the thing of like, oh yeah, Andrew Hulshult composed the soundtrack for this, and it's like, really? Andrew Hulshult again? But I feel like every time he does this, he proves why he keeps getting work. Because, like, listen to this. You know what? We have to change this. Where's the screen flash? Is it on accessibility? Yes. Because if the screen isn't flashing, I don't know for sure if I'm picking up the items. Enjoy it more on my own, maybe with Discord sharing. Potentially. I have to give it a bit of time though, because like I say, going through Defiance last year, I don't really want to do it again anytime soon. Maybe give it a bit more time. This soundtrack is going above and beyond. Go! Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he basically got his start by putting out, like, oh hey, I hear you guys are making a Rise of the Triad remake. I've remade some of the music. Can I have a job? And they were like, yes. And then he's just kept on knocking out banger after banger. And then even beyond that, like, his original work, like, I'm pretty sure he's the guy who did the compositions for Dusk. And Dusk has a good soundtrack. Like, Dusk is like Quake level in terms of its just horror level ambience. So it's like, it's not just recomposition, like, not just recomposing stuff. His original stuff is fantastic as well. Like, honestly, it's kind of a shame that he primarily only, like, he really only does soundtracks for shooters like this. Because I think it's going to limit him from being considered one of the great composers. When, like, dude probably deserves it. And it's not that he should be doing more, it's that the soundtrack of games like this should probably be more appreciated, so that he can be appreciated and his work can be appreciated. Teak! Subscription! Thanks for the resub, Teak. What's that? 39 months. I'm just trying to make sure there's more here for you to pay for. Since you're paying anyway, I want you to get your money's worth. And if I'm not doing a daytime stream this week, you're not getting a stream other than Sunday. You know, I've still not played Doom Eternal's DLCs. Oh, this is good. Like, Doom's original soundtrack is absolutely one of the classics. Bolly Prince did a really good job with the original soundtrack. It was definitely worth putting the remix on for this. You know, I don't think I'm going to do that, Flame. Same as I'm not going to play Serious Sam the Random Encounter. Good. Oh, it's Danny. Nope, I haven't bought RE9 and I'm not going to buy it anytime soon. Yes, like I said earlier, the idea... The idea right now is to stream more, again, and I'm not going to be able to do the night streams, like, at all this week, and it's gonna be hit or miss generally, so to extend the possibility, adding a day stream segment to go along with the regular night sessions, and the night sessions will continue to be RPGs. The day sessions will be shooters. And shooters were an idea I was considering following up Super Sunday with anyway. Shooter Sundays. And Sundays can continue to be Super games until I change that to something else. There you go. Brazil can shift it. The version of King where his vampire transformation leans like his lieutenants. What do you mean by that, Flame? I'm glad you approved, Danny. Bitch. More grotesque, right. So like a defamation. Yeah, I look forward to playing more shooters generally. I do enjoy shooters. And I was kind of tossing up the idea of like what to start this idea with. Like, what do we do first? I was like, Doom, Half-Life, Do I play Halo 1 again? But I did play Halo 1 already for the stream. Plus, I'm not going to play Halo 3 on stream without Clem. And, like, I've got a bunch of first-person shooters just on my Steam. Bitch. 97, damn it. And I was looking at them like Ion Fury, Power Slave. This is really good. Opioid Day where I play Max Payne and Painkiller. What else? What else was I looking at? BioShock. I got caught in the door. Ah, you bastard. Max Payne will definitely make a comeback. I do want to do... I always forget they introduced Spectres early on in Ultraviolence. Because like, oh yeah, this is the first level with Pinkies. But I forgot that they introduced Spectres here on Ultraviolence. But yeah, BioShock. Max Payne I do want to do again. And like I said to Bane in the Discord, if we stick with this idea, which I'd like to, we'll see how well it works out. Third-person shooters, absolutely. Like, part of the reason why it's called Daylight Shooting Time and not something to do with first-person is for the sake of, like, we'll do third-person shooters. And I was primarily thinking of stuff like, Everything or Nothing, the third-person Bond game. But Max Payne also absolutely fits into that. Maybe Shadow Man, and like various stuff. Who shot me? Bitch! Where is it, Flame? Yes. It's like, hey, guess what? Jedi Outcast is a first-person game. I would not be against doing Heretic. I've told you before, though, like, Hexen? The only way I'm doing Hexen is if we're doing it together. You and me, Flame. That was a mistake. One day, though, one day, we'll finally get to play No One Lives Forever. Can't see shit. I'd be super down to play Soldier of Fortune soon. And Soldier of Fortune 2. Motherfucker cornered me with his hitbox. Yeah, if we expand the idea, if we expand the idea to third-person shooters as well. Okay, first off, you are out of my way. Yeah, if we expand the idea to third-person shooters as well. That opens up stuff like Blood Rain we can do during these segments. There we go. I would love, you know what I would love to do? Like, here's one out of left field for you. PsyOps the Mindgate Conspiracy. Loved PsyOps when I was younger. I got a rocket launcher. Shotgun, chain gun, rocket launcher, and then to the left is plasma gun. You know, I thought I had it on PS3. Must have gotten rid of it. I imagine it's not that much to purchase again. Yeah, I could do Singularity. Where am I? Ah, that one's not real. Honestly, Flame, like, now that you've got that, grab everything from that generation you just can't purchase anymore. Like, you were asking for recommendations on it. My first recommendation would absolutely be just everything you cannot purchase anymore legally for a good price. That you don't own on PC already. So, like Wolfenstein 09. There's a lot of dudes. Will we ever play Blood on this channel? Maybe. Will I ever purchase the refresh supply? I don't know. Maybe if it goes on a good sale. Because I have fresh supply. And that should have been good enough. But look forward to all your old favourites. Doom. Doom 2. Duke Nukem 3D. Played with the Megaton collection. The Megaton edition. It really is Atari bullshit. Absolutely absurd. It's like, oh, I purchased this version that you refused to... Am I considering schmucks? You mean space shooters like Gradius? I wasn't. No, I'll be honest with you, no. Did you have something in particular in mind? Yeah, it's like, I purchased Blood Fresh Supply, the version of the game that they essentially shut down development on before it was properly working, before it was the properly working remaster it should have been. Just throwing the idea out there, fair enough. And now the whole response is... pay full price for the version that is what it should have been. Even though I own the version they put out previously. It's like, you know what? I don't think I will. Oh, it's less than I thought. Like, I'll spend a little time with Fresh Supply. I didn't really play it much. And if I find it not up to par for my own tastes, I'll see about Endblood or something. Like, Night Dive remasters are great, especially for what they do, but bearing in mind that refresh supply isn't really all that much more. Unreal Gold is a possibility, I'll definitely admit that. I do own Unreal. Like, the reason Night Dive remasters are... I'm sorry. They break out the bigger one. The reason Night Dive remasters are something I advocate so much is because they are convenient, they are well designed, they are well produced, they're well priced, and they come with so often like extra content. It puts them above like standard fan-made source ports, like so far above. And it's why it's why they're an easy recommend. And even in the cases where they don't come with extra content, like say Power Slave Exhumed, which didn't come with anything new, anything extra. Still an easy recommend because it's well designed, well produced. It's the first time the game was available in that form on PC. And, like, it's the best way to play it on modern hardware. Perfect Vanilla Plus experience is a good way of putting it, yeah. Yeah. It's like, before refresh supply, I think the worst that Night Dive had done was Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered. It might be like, well, why? There's a couple of issues relating to, I think, music timing that were just basically impossible for them to properly replicate. It didn't have any extra content, and more than anything else, it was a higher price than pretty much any other Night Dive remaster at the time. But it was still a really good fucking version. And it's still something I would recommend. I bought it. Because Dark Forces is a damn good game. Where's my red key? Where I started. But the Blood Refresh Supply thing, especially after Night Dive has the history of giving you the free upgrades for stuff, it's like I bought the Heretic Hexen collection, like, I think it was less than a month before Night Dive just put out. I have the yellow key now, what am I doing? I think like less than a month before Night Dive just dropped the remaster they did. And I bought it so I could put them on my VR headset and play them in VR. And because the collection itself was so cheap, I bought the collection and just got them all. And because I had that, even though I'd bought it like a week before they dropped the remaster, I don't remember how exactly how long it was. It was very close. I was really surprised. And Night Dive didn't announce any of that. They just dropped it. They released it. Bam, it was there. I was given the free upgrade, which is really nice. Like with this, I was given this version of Doom and Doom 2. And so when they come around, when Atari comes around saying like, hey, if you own Blood Fresh Supply, that version we killed before it could be everything Night Dive would make it, then you get, what was it, $10 off a pre-order? But only the pre-order. And if you didn't pre-order it, you don't get anything. So now, even though I have the previous version they put out, that Atari cut development on, I have to pay full price for the working version. And it's like, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, it was always really good about giving you the old versions of stuff, like the new versions when you own old versions. I feel like the craziest thing about the whole Blood thing, anyway, is that Blood has a reputation amongst people who play these old first-person shooters anyway. And nobody else. Like, let's be fair, Blood isn't a franchise that ever set the world on fire. Yeah, I don't need the shotgun, I've got max ammo. And so for them to pull this with Blood, bearing in mind, like, Atari owns Night Dive now, which is such a shame. And it's like, that's stupid, because, let's be fair, unless you care about the history of these things, like, unless you really wanted to play something made on the same engine as Duke Nukem 3D, or whatever, who really cares about Blood? So it's odd that that's the game they chose to make that play with. Although we say, you know, Atari, it may not have been Atari, because Blood is owned by Warner Brothers. Could have been Warner Brothers. And it's the only thing they can exert that control on. I love getting 100% kills. Yeah, Blood fans care about Blood. Maybe retro shooter fans too. But also bearing in mind that Blood was also just not playable for a very long time. Like, Duke Nukem had the name, it had the pedigree, it kept getting re-released in various forms. Duke Nukem 3D was essentially always playable. Shadow Warrior Classic Redux happened, so that kept things fresh in other people's mind. So, like, that was more around. With Blood, there was Blood, and there was Blood 2, and then the series just kind of died and never came back. Like, it's not even just who cares about blood, it's also who knows about blood. Not to mention, like, the name is also really generic. No, I don't think you did, Flem. Bleed. Man, I tried getting into Bleed. I have Bleed 1+2 for Switch, and you know what? No, I'm thinking of They Bleed Pixels. I own Bleed 1+2. I don't think I've ever played. I'm thinking of They Bleed Pixels. I never got into They Bleed Pixels. I thought that guy was just standing there waiting for me. No. But yeah, it's a very generic name, and it's not a name with lasting appeal. It would have had to really hit big and would become known as, like, the big thing to be not remembered for that name. Can't get that back down, can I? It reminds me of my first laptop that I owned for myself was like this little. They called them netbooks at the time. Before, like, Chromebooks and such. It's a tiny thing that was good for, like, maybe word processing and surfing the internet and not much else. And so I spent a bunch of time trying to find games I could play on that. And the only 3D game I ever got working on it properly was Star Wars Empire at War. So I spent a bunch of time playing that. Ah, Tech War. Learn about the WADs. Oh, hello. Am I going to do Tech War? No. I get asked every now and then, like, am I going to play bad game? And honestly, my answer is usually going to be dependent on how easy that game is to access. and get running. And let me tell you, if I need to use DOSBox, like I need to run things through DOSBox personally, that's probably going to be a no. I'm almost dead. So I didn't really have access to PC gaming for myself when I was younger. That happened during college, I guess. So, like, there's absolutely the moment. I told you, Teak, like, just emulate Sands of Time, but you were like, no, but I own it on PC. Told you, just emulate the goddamn thing. I will take no responsibility for your stubbornness in that regard. Yeah, so, like, my first moment where I got access to my own choice of games, where I got to play games just because they were what I chose, you don't have... Oh, good hell. I made it through. Yeah, like, the first time I got to actually access, like, choose games for myself that I wanted, was with the DS. Because, you know, as a high schooler, like, I was 13, maybe 14 when I got my DS, and then we got an R4 card. My parents got me an R4 card for it. So all of a sudden, for the very first time, I was able to go onto the family PC, and download my own games. And let me tell you, I found some weird shit. And it absolute... Look at this. This is the censored version. That's supposed to be a swastika. And let me tell you, that influenced my gaming taste ever since. And it's... I feel like that moment where you're able to just choose your own games. No restriction. Is something like every gamer should have in, like, during formative years, because you can find so much interesting stuff there that you may never otherwise consider. And the DS was absolutely, like, the best system for that, because it had some really unconventional stuff. It was how I first got into visual novels. It was my first experience with the Shin Megami Tensei series, which I've mentioned before. That's not coming down. Alright. Like, it was... Well, the limitation was the DS. So, like, experience it on the DS. And so, like, it really showed me what I was into, and it definitely gave me a taste for the unconventional, the weird. And it was probably like one of the most formative moments in my gaming development. Alright, we should leave this level. The good stuff. Second Sight is on my list of games to do for this. Seriously, like, Teague's like, oh, I didn't have a ROM for it. It's like, motherfucker, I will find you a ROM. If I don't have my own ROM, I will find you a ROM. When I streamed Sands of Time, I did the Xbox version because it's backwards compatible on Xbox One, but no other game in the series is, except Prince of Persia 2008 and Prince of Persia Classic. None of the other Sands of Times games are backwards compatible. It was like, okay, I did that on Xbox and then the rest on GameCube, and it was like, what? Let me play Warrior Within on my Xbox. I feel like... Motherfucker. There's definitely a thing with... like, you... There's a problem these days if we have too much freedom. I think a big part of the reason why we all struggle to play as much is because of the freedom. Like, there's definitely the influence of time and energy, but there's the freedom. Like, we look at any one of our Steam libraries. I have, on my Steam account, 1,207 games. And it's like, okay, that's a lot. Too much there. Too much freedom. But if you reduce that, like, PC is absolutely the wrong place for that kind of thing. I think every kid could, like, their gaming tastes could benefit, or their gaming experiences could benefit from being restricted to one system and, like, like one retro system and their choice of games for it. Specifically retro, because those libraries are generally smaller for a reason. Because you couldn't just pump out anything on them. It cost money to produce the cartridges. Oh hell, like limit somebody to a year. Like, oh yeah, play anything from this year. I'm still standing. Better than I ever did. Yeah. It's Like, the year of PS1, I think, was a good idea for that kind of thing. Restrict to one system. And see what you got. It's an idea I would love to do again with another system. The trick, I think, is the right system. Why are you still alive? I think if I was going to do it again, if I was going to do another one, it would be... like a year of a 6th generation system. What did I get from this? Man, that's a game I'd love to see get some kind of remaster. Terminal Realities Nocturne. It's like, if I'd never played Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor on DS, I wouldn't have gotten into the SMT series, my RPG tastes wouldn't have expanded the way they did, I wouldn't have gotten into the dungeon crawlers. Like, we are all the sum of our experiences, I think, and that's important. Because we then carry those experiences, and they define us for so much of the rest of our lives. You know what? Beautiful. Knew you were coming, you bastard. You dead? Can't see. Yes. Really, though, it's crazy to think how much of our lives and who we are currently as people. I can't see shit. Like, how much of who we are as people is determined entirely by random chance. There we go. I mean, consider, like, how we all came to know each other. Hey, thanks for the follow, Est Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, like, consider how we all came to know each other. Someone was just popping into other people's streams, like, looking for a particular game at a particular time when somebody happened to be streaming it. And then, like, consider how that specific opportunity we had doesn't really exist anymore. It's like I found Teak because I looked for probably Resident Evil 2. And now consider how little Teak streams that anymore. So that as an opportunity, if I was somebody looking to find a Resident Evil 2 stream now, I probably wouldn't find Teak stream. Like Lino, the thing about Lino found me. Hi, you motherfuckers everywhere. Lino found me with Ocarina of Time. I was streaming Ocarina of Time. It's like, when was the last time I streamed a Zelda game? When I did that randomizer race with Clem. It was the last time I streamed a Zelda game. Before that, I'm not even sure. Yeah, pretty much. Like, streaming is absolutely a community thing. You meet people through people. I didn't realize I got the red key. Like, you think about the threads that connected us to begin with, and how small a window of opportunity any of those things were. I don't want that super armor right now. Not while I'm at 123%. Yeah, why not? Partial invisibility. Beautiful. It's definitely one of those things that really makes you think. Really? Man, that was so long ago. It is crazy to, like, look back on some of the old stuff and be like, oh, I didn't realize this person had been following me for that long. Or, like, just how long ago some of these things happened. Like, if I look back on the Warrior Within streams, like, when did Warrior Within happen? It was probably, like, 2021, maybe. Is that a graphical glitch? It's a graphical glitch. What is it? Ooh, look at that. Jibs flipping through the floor in the perfect position. Yeah, it really lends credence to the consideration of the idea of, for want of a nail. Like, a single thing changes, and how different would any of our lives be? Doesn't this go further than this? Like I'm backing up a truck. No, I came from that way. It's where the glitch is. Yeah, it's really crazy. Let's check how long you've been following me, Flame. 2022. You've sent so many messages in chat that chat doesn't keep track of them. Teak, 2020. We had Klim in here earlier. I think Klim was 2019. Yep, 2019. Hell, in May this year, I'll have been streaming for 7 years. Goddamn yellow key. Everywhere I go, it tells me I need the yellow key. Oh, I didn't go this way, alright. Why didn't I go this way? Yep. 7 years streaming. Some people would consider this a failure. 7 years and I'm only a little above. Only a little above 250 followers. My goal is always just to play games. And then you look at the number of games I've played over these last 7 years. And I call it a success. Big success. I love how they specifically point you to the map in this level, right as you get to this maze section. Those lines are too smooth, they make me uncomfortable. I mean, some people suck. This is where I came from, yeah. The things I've done. Yeah, let's determine whether or not people's opinions are valid by whether or not they played Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, a game that you cannot play anymore outside of emulation or owning hardware that is, at best, like 10 years old. When will Atlas release a Shin Megami Tensei collection? Right, if Atlas released the Shin Megami Tensei collection of like 3 SMT games, like what SMT games would they have to be for you not to buy it? Oh, now it's open. Bastards. Keep saying they should use this opportunity. Like, there are still people high on Persona use the opportunity, gaslight them into playing Persona 1 and 2. Try and build fans of the other style of Atlas game. And if it works, you can then get them onto the original style. Like, you can get them onto mainline SMT, and then you've got fans of both genres. It's a good business idea. That's a good selection, Flame. Oh, we had infighting going on there. I don't know. I feel like I'd grab a collection that had 9 on it for the sake of having 9. Collection of the Demi Kids games, maybe? The Devil Kids games? I'd probably say no to that. But yeah, like, given how popular Persona 5 was and still is, and the way they're milking it with the Persona 3 remake and the upcoming Persona 4 remake, I really do think Atlus is missing a massive opportunity by not being like, see where the Persona series began. Because it's the safest way for them to test the waters of more remasters. I feel like the only Last Bible game I'm really interested in is Last Bible 3. I feel like I've been in this level for ages. Because, like, let me tell you, that... which one is it? One of the Last Bible games was localized as Revelations the Demon Slayer. And let me tell you, that is not a game I would choose to play. I think he was stuck. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I would definitely buy a Persona 1, Persona 2 collection. And like, Persona 1 is rough. I think the best way to do it, like, if you did them as a collection, would be Shin Megami Tensei If plus Persona 1. Like, Persona Origins, call it whatever. And then you do a second collection after that of Persona 2. Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment. And you market them as the beginning of Persona. And if they sell well and people enjoy them, you've tricked people into playing a new kind of game. Yeah, you couldn't... If that's the big thing you're thinking, Flame, then we wait for the Persona 4 remake to come out, because you couldn't seduce any teachers in Persona 4. One of them tries to seduce you, but she also tries to seduce anything on legs. And all the characters are disgusted by it. So, you know, we give them the game where they can't seduce the teacher, and then give them more games where they can't seduce the teacher. Let's go clear this out. I always hate these motherfuckers shooting me through these tiny gaps. Ah, Persona. I have genuinely been debating. I was talking about, like, I should add a dungeon crawler to the year of RPGs. So I was genuinely debating, like, that dungeon crawler should be maybe Shin Megami Tensei If. I'll probably regret that as an idea if I do it. But man, the idea of playing through If on stream feels like such a good idea. Where am I going? There's a door here. How do I keep missing these doors? And I can go through If, and that opens up Persona 1, and we can make the point of how Shin Megami Tensei If is canon to the Persona series, because the characters appear. Well, the Akira route you've got to do the second playthrough for. Like, it's such a cool idea for a Super Famicom game to have a New Game Plus exclusive path through the story. But, like, we would have to finish the game first. It is exclusive to New Game Plus. Where are all these motherfuckers coming from? Oh yeah, hell. Don't need to get hit in the back with a fireball. Hitler wielding a Persona. The good old days where we could have Hitler completely uncensored. It's funny saying that without context, because it's like, oh yeah, Persona 2 Innocent Sin featuring Hitler. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things, like, sooner or later on the stream, I do want to... Where the fuck did you come from? Sooner or later on the stream, I really do want to play through, like, the original Persona games. And some of the classic SMT stuff. It's the unfortunate thing, like I said, we would do Shin Megami Tensei almost primarily entirely with chance. And then Chance ran into, like, real-life issues that's prevented him from doing anything with stream for a long time now. And it's the real unfortunate thing with Chance. Sooner or later, I am gonna have to be like, I need to play these Shin Megami Tensei in games. Well, that was a lot of health gone. The important thing to remember is, like, there's always the possibility of a second playthrough. And who knows, maybe at some point, to make up for all of it, I will just turn around and be like, you know that joke I threw around? About doing nothing but SMT for a year? Like, hey, we're doing SMT for a year. Oh yeah, because you're not paying extra for stuff that was just not added in the original release. It's not even DLC stuff, it's Atlus's big thing of re-releasing games with new content and full price. Like, ugh. There's that blue door. Yeah. I'd love to be like, yeah, we'll do this next year, we'll just do a year of Shin Megami Tensei. But I need to decide with next year. There's one very important idea to consider. And that's that next year is the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. Anyway, we have an ad coming up, so we need to run it. So we'll be right back. And we're back.
Oh my God, I was wrong.
Let's go. I can't see in that room. There are people shooting me and I can't see them. Yeah. Okay, someone's active somewhere. Trying to kill these guys is going to get me killed. What? It's fine, I don't like computer stations level. I don't like that the ones in the back didn't explode. Right, well that's clearly the way forward. Oh no, that's not coming down? I can't believe this game doesn't autosave. That's wild. All the goodies we need. More goodies we need. No rockets, though. When did I pick up cells? When did I pick up power cells? There's not even anything I can use them for in the episode 1. Here we go. Yeah, using those are going to be a mistake, I can feel that. Spectres. Well, this was a mistake. Let me out, let me out! Yep. I will own that. I made a mistake. Should not have just put myself in a corner there. It was absolutely stupid. man. That Baron went down like a bitch. Six rockets. Like, every now and then it's worth looking at, like, the map layouts of Doom. Because some of them are just ridiculous. Like, look at that. Nope, no going back. And the one people will always remember is Slough of Despair. Because for some reason it's shaped like a hand. And it's stupid. Like, some of the others are also silly. Oh, that does not look right. Like, this is the first time we get a proper look at the background there. Like, look at that as we turn. What's that? Is that stretching as we turn? Is that an FOV issue? Save it just in case the game crashes again. No, that happens on the FOV it was originally set to. What if I play it like it's on the 3DO? Somehow that's even worse. Alright, let's go. And that's episode 1. Once you beat the big badasses and clean out the moon base, you're supposed to win, aren't you? Aren't you? Where's your fat reward and your ticket home? What the hell is this? It's not supposed to end this way. It stinks like rotten meat, but looks like the lost Deimos base. Looks like you're stuck on the shores of hell. The only way out is through. To continue the Doom experience, play The Shores of Hell and its amazing sequel, Inferno. Yep. So this is the way these old shareware released games went. You'd play each episode, and after you finished the episode, it would take you back to the first, like, to the main screen. And you'd have to go into the next episode. What featured mods do we have? I wonder if Batman Doom's on here. Like, I was thinking it probably wouldn't be because, you know, copyright, but Simpsons Doom is right here. There's 164 pages. Vanilla Brutal Doom. Lego Doom. Army of Darkness. Ooh. That's a classic. Ancient Aliens. Aliens TC. Oh, there's Batman Doom. Okay, grab that. Aliens TC. Grab that. Like, I don't want to start episode 2 now. Ideally, I want to do, like, 1 episode per stream. Largely because after episode 1, Doom goes downhill, I think. Like, I don't think episode 2 or episode 3 are as good as episode 1. I think the first episode the best. And it's an opinion I have about a lot of these shareware released games, these games that were originally released as shareware. The first episode was the free one, and it was the one meant to make you want to purchase the rest of the game. And so my opinion has generally been, a lot of these games, the first episode was the best one, because it had to be. It was to get you into the rest of the game, get you to pay for the rest of the game. And I feel like it's the case with Doom. I feel like it's mostly the case with Duke Nukem 3D. So yeah, we're gonna do like 1 episode per stream, I think. And that way, you will actually get to see thy flesh consume. Because if I'm doing this all in 1 run, 1, I'm gonna be absolutely sick of this game by the time we're maybe halfway through Shores of Hell. By the time we hit Inferno, I'll not want to play this anymore. And then after finishing Inferno, I'll be like, well, this was the original game. We're not touching Thy Flesh Consume because fuck Thy Flesh Consume. But if we do them in 1 stream per, I feel like I'll be more willing to do Thy Flesh Consume. Let's take a look at this. In the meantime, though, so we're not just ending on a really short stream. Let's take a look at one of the most amazing Doom mods. Yeah, so this came out in, I believe, 99, and there had been Doom TCs before, TC being Total Conversion, where the game was completely remade into something else. Batman Doom was something else. I mean, look at this. Environment-wise, this looks nothing like Doom. You got the Bat Fist. That always looked weird, but you know, it's there. Yeah, the throat just feels wrong today. I think the best endorsement I can give for Batman Doom is that Batman Doom was so impressive and so well designed that it wouldn't be unreasonable for me to do this for a Superhero Sunday. Blue key. There we go. Like, I don't really have the technical knowledge or well-rounded enough knowledge of Doom's history or the history of Doom TCs to do this game, this TC justice. Like, in terms of its quality and how impressive it was back in 1999. If you are genuinely interested in seeing anything about that, I would recommend watching a YouTube video by somebody who is. Like, I'd always recommend Civ11. And his video on 3 Doom TCs came out a few months ago, where he looked at Doom, he looked at Aliens, Army of Darkness, and Batman, and talked about the history of Doom modding in that regard, how impressive it is. Like, the thing that's easy to miss with what just happened is the idea is we pulled that switch and the train has moved. Like, we're supposed to be in another station, I'm pretty sure. Which is why the enemy's repopulated and why this door's here now. The doors opening upwards is kind of quaint, because doors on the Doom engine didn't open any other way. So that is what they could do. Like, the art design of this is really impressive. Like, it comes across as looking like an actual cityscape as best you could do in the Doom engine. And it's a better rendition of a cityscape than Doom 2 did. I am low on batarangs and I do not want to run out. Good, I picked up batarangs. So I think that's really cool, and definitely one of the best things about this version of Doom+Doom 2 is how easy it is to access this stuff. Because this took no effort to set up at all, I just found it, installed it. Which is great, because it means that people who played the console versions of Doom maybe heard about some of these mods and never got to play them, and don't really understand how to deal with WADs and such. Easy access. Great. Killer Croc. This Batcave. Robin suit, which I assume is supposed to be Jason Todd's. T-Rex, the giant coin, the Batmobile. Penguin. A Joker card. A bat suit. Like, this is cool. Misaligned texture. A bat belt full of ammo. Remember, misaligned texture is intentional, so you can guess that there's a secret passage there. Batmobile parked up, go into the sewers. Like, there's just so much little detail here that is so cool for a fan-made project. Flame, you missed the end of episode 1. And because I don't want to start episode 2, I'm thinking we'll do a session per episode. It's like, let's take a look at the mods. And they got Batman Doom on here. Yeah, Batman Doom is absolutely... It's absolutely an example of the kind of amazing creativity fans can have when designing their own mods and such. And modding... I feel like people don't appreciate how modding always has its limitations. And for modders to get around those limitations in creative ways is something that I don't think is appreciated enough. I appreciate these guys rising out the floor. Like, what are these guys with guns? What are these thugs with guns doing under the water in the sewers? But yeah, like, there's definitely the reasonable chance of me deciding this is good enough to do for Superhero Sunday. At least in the source code was always one of the best things John Carmack ever really did. Because it let people do so much with these. And it's a shame that we don't get that anymore. Yep. Modders getting jobs in the game community because what they did was just so good. That also doesn't happen now. It's like, hey, I've created this really impressive and creative mod that is well regarded, everybody loves it. What do I get? Oh, you get a cease and desist letter and the threats of a lawsuit. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, I've heard the reason Carmack released the source code for like Wolfenstein and Doom and Quake was entirely because he wanted people to see how good his coding was. Like, it was absolutely an ego thing. But like, one, well-deserved ego. And two, you know, it was good for us. Good for us that he released it. Was I down there? I see a health kit down there? I did. Look at that. Untouched from the original version of the release. Like, if you were paying attention, you may have noticed that the health kits have green crosses on them when we're playing Doom. Because it turns out, as a lot of video game developers and publishers learned, that it's technically a war crime to have the Red Cross symbol painted on anything that isn't like actual Red Cross stuff. Yep, Dario Casali went to work for Valve after Plutonia. I forget what Milo Casali ended up doing. Damn it. Like, people got careers out of stuff like this. This wasn't a one-man effort. The team that did this went on to make their own games, didn't they? Bring me his head. Bring me his head, and they brought him the rest of the body attached to it. Boy, I'd love a shotgun. And more health. Well, armor's good. I need health. Yeah, they went on to make games and still do. Like, it's a proper gaming company now. Oh, thank God. Yeah, I wouldn't do this on ultraviolence. This has hurt me plenty. I'm not doing Batman Doom on ultraviolence. That is... It is not an easy mod. Yeah. Oh, that's enough of that. All this cool extra stuff as well. Wrecker? Let's find out. Probably one of the biggest problems here, though, is there's not a proper Oh, there is. Alright. There you go. You know what? Real quick, though, we still got some time before the next hard house to run, and I don't want to do that. No, thank you. Yeah, we got a little time before the next ad, which I want to be gone before it tries to roll. So let's take a look at Aliens real quick. Check out the skybox. This isn't an issue with the mod. We saw this happen in the Phobos anomaly. Yep. I was thinking, like, maybe it's an issue with the FOV. So I set the FOV back to 74. Because, let's be fair, we don't need Doom to have an FOV of 90 or higher. Like, it's unnecessary. Ooh, armory. You think? Like, we don't need the FOV to be 90 or higher for Doom. Did Aliens have a custom soundtrack?
So you're copying this? Looks like it's from Small Arms Fire.
It might do. It might be an issue with this mod release. Like, as a release for this version of the game.
Check those corners. Check those corners.
The sound clips taken from the movie as you explore Hadley's Hope. Which itself was a really interesting thing. Like, really impressive from what it was done. I forget exactly how they pulled it off. Like, there's a specific thing done. Because like Flame says, it is all about the ambience. There's a lot of effort put into the ambience of this. Triggers make use of the unused flags for the rest of the mod.
Keep it tight, people.
I spent enough time wandering into the dark today.
Sir, this place is dead. Whatever happened here, I think we missed it.
There are no enemies in this first level. It's entirely about establishing ambience. And it's one of the things that I think... It's one of the things that I think really helps set this mod apart. And why it was so well regarded. It's not just the idea of using custom textures, custom sounds, like custom stuff. It's about the way things are presented. That entire first level exists as ambience to build up. It's trying to make a horror atmosphere out of OG Doom. And it's really well done. I got a smart gun. Yeah, there we go. So, the pulse rifle replaces the rocket launcher. Does it? No. The underbarrel grenade launcher. And the smart gun replaces the plasma gun. There you go. This is the chain gun. And the shotgun is just a shotgun. Yes. Gonna do Half-Life in one of these.
Nice and easy.
See how well Half-Life holds up. Honestly, I really respect the choice to be like, oh yeah, the pulse rifle. And then pulse rifle using the undercarriage grenade launcher. I've been here. Yes.
Nice and easy.
It's like, if you've watched Aliens, you know the basic gist of what's going to happen around this. We're in the atmospheric processor. Yeah, I activated them early. You can see them down there, I activated them early. And it's like the aliens come out in the atmospheric processor. They spend a good amount of time in aliens building up to when the aliens are going to appear.
Steady, people. Let's finish our sweep. We're still Marines and we got a job to do.
I ruined it. I ruined the atmosphere.
Watch your fire and check your targets. Remember, we're looking for civvies in here.
That's a visual glitch. And so at the time this comes out,
Corners.
When was this? 94, maybe? It may predate the first Alien vs. Predator first-person shooter on Jaguar.
Keep it moving.
Which would make this, when it came out, the only Alien first-person shooter, so there was nothing like this commercially available. So I get a little bit technical. I believe that the sound of the motion tracker is actually the alert sound for the aliens, which is just genius as an idea. As a player, I don't like this as an idea. Like, you can barely see through it. As somebody who appreciates aliens as what it is, it's a really good way of making it so they're coming out of the goddamn walls. Oh boy. Thought the guy in the wall was moving for a second. Like animation frames? Yeah, you got a shotgun. And like, all of this seems really quaint now. You know, given the kind of things we see in, like, independent developments, the kind of things we see in mods and such. But, like, when this came out in '93, and for an astonishing amount of time afterwards, this was so incredibly impressive. And if you can put yourself in the mindset of when this came out, and understand and appreciate the creativity required on a technical level, the creativity required in terms of design choice, like that one alien just spat acid at us, so that's a reskinned imp. Like, others may be reskinned pinkies, so they'll only have melee attacks. That one would have been a reskinned imp, so it has a fireball attack, so we can hit you at range. And the choice to do that, but also still keep them looking the same, is a really interesting creative decision. Like, in terms of gameplay, maybe... That's all good, Flame. I'm going to wrap this up in less than 10 minutes anyway. I appreciate you being here, bud. We'll do episode 2 of Doom at some point. Point soon. You take care, Flame. Like, it may seem like a lazy idea on the surface for you to have multiple enemy types that look exactly the same and use the same sprites and such. But it fits in aesthetically and creatively with the idea of aliens and adapting aliens as a video game. Ah. Cool. Yellow. Yellow key. I don't know where any of the yellow doors were. Cool. Nope, this leads somewhere I want to go. And like, this was, I think, one of the earliest big TCs for Doom. And it's super impressive. It showed what could be done within the limitations of what Doom was, if people got creative with it. And I think really opened the floodgates. And like, there's a reason people still make Doom mods. Like, the tools now are so much more accessible for it. You can do so much more. Having access to the source code just being open allows for so much more to be done. And it's really cool. I think, generally, like, if you wanted to get into game development, it's always easier to start on a pre-established base. I feel like designing your own Doom mod would be a good stepping ground for that. Because the resources available there, the documentation available, there's still enough room for you to work and build your own thing, but there's a lot already established for you to build off so you can understand how to develop a lot of it. And I feel like the whole thing of the value of it is you don't end up with the system of creativity holding you back. Because it's all there. If you have a problem with the system, there are answers available, which is great. Doom mods.
We are leaving!
Super important for gaming history. Doom will continue. With, what's episode 2 called? Shores of Hell? Shores of Hell, yeah. Doom will continue. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do it for this stream. I want to thank everybody for joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Clem, Teak, Lane, Bane, popping in. Yeah, that looks like everybody. I assumed you would be, Bane. I assumed you would be. I hope this has made your day a little more fun. Like I say, as we go on, I want to stick with this idea as we go on. There's a lot available that I want to do. We're doing like Half-Life, Quake, Bond games, finally get around to those. Third-person shooters, stuff like Blood Rain, maybe, Psyops. That was always I'd been considering for a while the idea of following up Superhero Sundays with Shooter Sundays. It was one of the possible ideas I was kicking around. And it doesn't cut into the RPG time, which is also really good. And it keeps me streaming. Because like I say, without the idea of doing this during the day, there'd be no stream this week before Sunday. So we'll aim to continue doing these during the day. Have a separate project that we're doing. Shooters. And there's plenty of stuff. I was looking through my library before this, like what to do. And I have, just on Steam, like over 100 shooters. 100 games that are listed as first-person shooters. I see some fun stuff. See some stuff that I love. See some stuff I think is kind of creative. In a similar way as like RPGs, where we've seen stuff that maybe not a lot of people know about. Or the superhero games, where we've seen stuff that a lot of people didn't know existed. Have fun. We can have fun with it. And I look forward to doing more. I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Ben. And that's pretty much it. We have the ad coming up, and I don't want to run it because I'm not going to be doing more after the ad. So, time to wrap up. Let's have one sound alert left. Perfect. It probably won't happen anytime soon. But there is always the possibility of Batman Doom making a comeback for a full playthrough for Superhero Sunday. Way down the line, but eventually. It is that good. I recommend if you have access to this release of the Doom collection, where it's just available there, I recommend looking into playing it for yourself. It is that good. Bear in mind, it is a mod, so there are issues here and there. It's a TC. It's not put out by a big company, so it may be a little unrefined in areas, but there's a lot of creativity to it, and it's very impressive in what it does. Anyway, there's not really anything else to say except thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and we'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.